Hey everyone, it's Dr. Mikell Parsons, founder of the Natural Path Health Center, and I'm talking to all of you people who have either been told you should be gluten-free or you tried to be gluten-free and you kind of went off the gluten things and you still didn't feel well, so you're like, forget it, I'm just going to keep eating it. Let me tell you a hidden thing that might be tripping you up, and that is what we call cross-reactive foods. So we know that wheat, barley, and rye contain a lot of different types of protein that we can react to. There's also a list of foods that don't necessarily contain those proteins, but when our immune system starts to get confused, your immune system may act as if you've just eaten gluten, even though it's something that doesn't normally contain it. That's what we're going to dive into today, because for many of you, this is what's still tripping you up. So our gluten-containing or gluten-contaminated things are obviously rye, barley, wheat, spelt, polished wheat, instant coffee, right? There's no gluten in coffee, but there's something in instant coffee that can trigger the immune system to act as if you just ate the pizza. Gliadin cross-reactive foods. Gliadin is another one of those many proteins which we can actually test for. And things that fall into that category: cow's milk, essentially dairy, cow's milk, alpha casein, beta casein, caseomorphin, all of the dairy things. Milk, chocolate milk. So it's the milk in the chocolate that does it. So if you like chocolate, you can still do dark chocolate and not have a reaction. Yeast, oats, millet, rice, and corn. Now, a lot of these are things that are in gluten-free items: crackers, cookies, cakes, chips. So if you pulled out the gluten, but you're still eating maybe some rice bread that's gluten-free, but you're still feeling sick, it could be because of this gliadin cross-reaction. Now, a lot of people, when you go gluten-free, well, you got to eat something, and we don't like to feel deprived, so we delve into the gluten-free things: buckwheat, sorghum, hemp, sesame, amaranth, quinoa, tapioca, teff, and potato. Once again, these are in a lot of the gluten-free alternative foods. And then we've got some common antigenetic foods, and this is raw egg, the white and the yolk. It's raw because when we cook eggs, the protein mechanism changes, so our reaction may change. And the raw egg thing isn't as popular as it was many years ago, but still, you might be eating raw cookie dough that has raw egg in it, and you're wondering, why am I getting a migraine? It's gluten-free cookie dough. It could also be soy. So here's the trick. We need to be gluten-free. If you're not sure, there's a test we can run so you have certainty. But if you know you need to be gluten-free and you've still been feeling sick, maybe the chips that you're eating has tapioca, or maybe the dairy-free cream cheese has tapioca in it, and you happen to be very reactive to tapioca and you had no idea. These are the things that will continue to hold your immune system hostage and keep you feeling poorly. This is all research-based, study-based, and Cyrex Labs does the test to show us, are you reactive to any of these foods? So if you come in to see me and you've been gluten-free for a while, I'm going to run this test to see, are any of these getting you tripped up? I had a practice member who had chronic migraines from the time she was very little, and we ran this test. She discovered she had one of these, and she started to notice. She cleaned up the gluten, wasn't eating gluten-free, got better, but would still get these migraines. Even though they were less and less frequent and less intensity, she was reactive to one of these cross-reactive foods. Once she was able to identify that, guess what? No migraines. It truly can be as simple as that. Now, unfortunately, some people get so hooked on these foods, and we already feel like we have a life of deprivation when it comes to our food world, that I have one patient in particular who has chronic pain, unable to work, 24/7 pain. He's reactive to potato. Guess what he lives on? Potato. And even though he's decreased the amount of potato he's eaten, he's still in a lot of pain because he hasn't gotten completely off. when the immune system gets stirred up, instead of the immune system sending out the sharpshooters, it's going to start sending out the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the CIA, the FBI, the Secret Service. All of the people gets revved up and they get overactive, and that's how we end up going down that autoimmune path. So for those of you who have maybe tried to lead a gluten-free lifestyle and you didn't really see much change or benefit, this might be what's tripping you up. So I encourage you to come in, let's run the test, let's have certainty so you can have confidence in the food that you're eating, because your body can heal. It just needs some help. I hope to see you soon.